Hi guys, Artiar here. So for today's video, we'll be talking about Jin Qiu's true damage mechanic, like how does true damage actually works. But before we start the video, I gotta announce a small information here that is about my Discord channel. I recently just made one. It's totally brand new, so if you want to like go help out the other, or you're a new player, or you're a player that who want to discuss about Dislyte content, feel free to join in the Discord and we can like discuss it together. Alright, so let's start the video now. I will separate this video into a few categories, so you can feel free to use the timeline to go to the part that you straight away want to look at. Okay, so let's take a look at Jin Qiu's kit. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so Jin Qiu, if not mistaken, Jin Qiu is the first Esper that he have the pure true damage kit, right? Like you see, deals true damage to one enemy, and the true damage scales totally from his attack scaling and defense scaling. It's unlike other true damage Esper such as Li Ling. Li Ling's one is a 30% attack and a true damage, and the true damage is only 5% of the enemy max HP scaling and up to 50% Li Ling's attack. So it's a mixture of raw damage and true damage. But for Jin Qiu's situation, Jin Qiu's damage is a pure true damage. There's non-mixture damage on it. So I can do a small test to it, like how does the true damage actually works. Okay, so first thing, if we look at Dislyte wiki, true damage means that it fully ignores the target's defense, but it cannot crit. And this is what I thought as well, because I thought that true damage means I will totally ignore, no matter how high the enemy defense is, I will hit the exact amount that I want because I ignore the defense, but I cannot crit. So building a true damage Esper is very easy because you don't have to go for crit rate and crit damage, but there's actually more, not just fully ignore the target's defense. Okay, so true damage is actually a type that refers to the damage that cannot affect by miss, crit, and elemental boon. This is not what I said, this is what from Dislyte service said. So, for example, Jin Qiu is a wind type Esper. Wind type Esper have a disadvantage against Inferno type, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So technically, Inferno type, wind type dealing damage to Inferno type, they have a chance to miss, so they can't crit and they'll reduce the damage as well. But for true damage, which means Jin Qiu's situation, when he attack an Inferno type Esper, it won't get affected by miss, so he'll always deal the exact amount that he needed to deal, and it won't crit, which we already know, and it won't trigger elemental boon. Elemental boon is the thing that when you hit on advantage enemy, you have a damage increase buff, so you won't trigger element advantage buff as well. So you'll always deal the exact damage based on your attack and based on your defense due to your true damage, and he will totally ignore the enemy defense as well. So if you have a defense break or the defense down on the enemy target, it won't trigger because you already fully ignore the defense. So defense down doesn't matter to you. But here comes the problem. The Sear affects true damage. So we take a look at Sear. S1, Sear. Sear is a debuff to the enemy, and the enemy damage taken will increase by 25%. But will Sear affect true damage? True damage won't affect by beast, won't affect by crit, won't affect by elemental boon, but will it affect by Sear? So this is the question. Then if we take a look here, so this is a video example I tested. If I attack, okay. So normal attack on enemy S1 is 4,867. This damage is pure true damage. It doesn't affect on enemy's element or not, and enemy doesn't have a Sear. Then let's take a look at another example. I'm gonna inflict Sear on the enemy. So enemy now have a Sear. So technically, the damage now should be the damage I deal just now times 25%. 25% increase. But you can see the damage is still the same, which is 4,867. Is same that what I did just now. Which part? Here, 4,867. So, which means Sear does not increase the true damage you deal to the enemy. Okay, so this is the first thing. Second thing, does Harmony set affects true damage? So, Harmony set is this one. Harmony set. So Harmony set is after you cast S3, then my ally damage increased by 10%. Okay, but if we take a look in this video, Una's okay, not Una's. Okay, so now I'm gonna cast S1. Oops. Okay, S1. 3,648 damage. This is pure S1 damage. Okay, and now if we take a look to Clara, and now I'm going to cast Harmony set because I cast S3 already. It triggers the Harmony set. So technically, now my Esper should be dealing 10% more damage compared to what I did previously. And now I'm going to cast S1, and you can see that it's still 3,648, which is the same damage I did without Harmony set. 3,648 is the exact same number, and it did not get affected by the Harmony set. Okay, so this comes to a conclusion too, and I sent this thing, the video to Dislyte service, and the reply that I got is true damage is not affected by damage raise or lower type of damage, which means Sear that increase the damage taken, or Harmony set that increase the damage output will not get affected by a true damage. So I think this is the balancing part for true damage. But if we take a look at Calamity set, Calamity set is damage against damage against the target with a debuff will deal additional damage, right? So it's a 20% increase and 3% increase with a maximum of 15% increase. So technically, Calamity set is also a damage increase because it's like the Harmony set is a damage increase by 10%, Sear is damage taken by 25%, but Calamity is also a damage increase due to the enemy amount of debuff, right? So if we look back the Sear and the Harmony set, it shouldn't trigger Calamity set. But if we take a look at this video, which I also recorded, we take a look at the S1 damage. It's 3,648. This is enemy without any debuff. And now we take a look at another example. I apply one debuff on the enemy, which is one stun, and I cast S1 on the enemy, which is 4,378. It's a 20% damage increase due to Calamity set. The first debuff is a 20% damage boost, and I trigger the Calamity set icon here, which means Calamity buff damage increase actually triggers to true damage for Jin Qiu. Even though Sear and Harmony set won't affect the true damage, but Calamity set damage increase will affect Calamity set true damage. So for further testing, I did another testing which is applying two debuff. So one debuff is the miss rate up, and then I apply stun, so it's two debuff now. And S1 is dealing 4,487, and it also triggers the Calamity icon. So there is a small increase compared to this one, 4,378, and just now that one is 4,400 something, because it's just a 3% increase per debuff, right? And the Calamity set he's wearing is just some random Calamity set. Okay, so in conclusion, true damage won't get affected by miss, won't affect by crit, won't affect by elemental boons, which means element disadvantage or advantage or not, it won't affect to Jin Qiu, and it won't crit, and it totally ignores the enemy defense. So defend down is not necessary for Jin Qiu because he himself is already 100% defend down, and true damage will not get affected by damage raise and damage lower, such as damage taken reduction, such as damage taken increase, such as harmony set that increase the damage, your damage output, but it affects by Calamity set that increase your damage deal by enemies debuff. So this is the conclusion for the Jin Qiu's true damage, how it works. And I hope this information actually helps you out to actually build your team around, because without this information, I actually will build Jin Qiu around with my teammate, with Sear, with defend break, with harmony set, such thing, right? But with this detailed video, I think this detail enough, right? Okay, so true damage actually won't get affected by this kind of effect, and of course it have its own advantage because it totally ignores the defense, but in order to balance the true damage output, damage raise and damage lower are not affected to true damage. Okay, so hope this video is good, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.